Hey guys, welcome to Unit 3. Unit 3 is one of my favorites. In this unit, we cover the project planning and design phase, the second phase in our project management cycle. This phase is dedicated to setting yourself up such that when you go to build whatever your project is about, that you have everything ready to do that. So an easy analogy is if you're building a house. So if you were going to build a house, would you, and someone hires you, hey, Corinne, you want to build a house for me? Okay, great. The next day, I wouldn't start building physically the house. I wouldn't just run down to Home Depot and buy a bunch of materials and then come back and start building it. You could do it that way, and likely it wouldn't turn out the way that you desired or the way that your client intended for it to. So instead, you would probably hire an architect, you would do the plans, you would hire the contractors, you would acquire all of the materials, the permits, all of the inputs that you would need. You would have built a schedule to manage yourself and your workers. You will have put together a budget, so as you're buying materials, you can make sure that you're inside that budget. That's what the planning and design phase is all about. And so there's a lot of artifacts or outputs that get created in this phase that will, again, set us up for success for the rest of the project. So more about that later, and you'll read much more in the lecture this week. Let's just talk a little bit about how this week's going to be set up. So your discussion board and your assignment are connected again this week. You'll do your discussion board within your learning groups. And you'll discuss an output called a WBS. You'll learn more about that in your lecture. So you'll talk about it together as a group and brainstorm how to go about creating one for your area. And then your assignment for the week will be able to go create that yourself independently and turn that in directly to me. Okay, so that's about what we're up to for our first week of Unit 3. Unit 3 is 4 weeks long. Yep, that's right. We'll be in here for weeks 4 through 8. And so each week when you come into your Unit 3 folder, as you're coming in now, what you'll see when you come into your Unit 3 folder is week 4 and then the material. Starting in week 5, it'll appear on top of, still within the Unit 3 folder, but at the top of it. And you can still find your week 4 material below if you want to reference it. Just another note before I go, I'll be working on grading over the next couple weeks. The next couple days. So keep an eye on your grade book for your grades and your feedback to show up there. And if you didn't participate in the discussion board last week in your group and or the assignment last week, it's okay. You don't want to make sure you jump in this week or you're going to have a hard time catching back up, and your group will have a harder time completing the work without you. So again, no worries if you didn't participate last week, just jump in now. All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the discussion forums to myself or to one another, or me personally via email if there's something I can support you with one-on-one. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in Blackboard. Take care.